Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, some of you old enough may recall how quickly Nigeria became a pariah state back in the 80s then under the then Buhari military regime. This guy Buhari, because of his Janjaweed ways, thinking that he can yamoto his way through everything, quickly turned Nigeria then into an enemy of the state with most nations of the world, to the point that most nations of the world turned their back to Nigeria, and we quickly got to the point where we were having to exchange oil for goods with countries like Brazil. So trade by barter was the economy of Nigeria under the Buhari military regime then. So that has not yet happened, but then of course we are now embarked on that road because the leopard never changes its spot and a Janjaweed knows no other way. Guys, I bring you this. End Sars, UK government reacts to protest in Nigeria, what to expect from Buhari. So the United Kingdom now has now taken the responsibility on to supervise now the Buhari regime, because of course they know that they cannot leave this regime to its devices, because they know that if Nigeria implodes, it will quickly overwhelm the rest of the West African sub-region, and before you know it, the entirety of Nigeria will be on that dinghy boat from Tripoli into Italy, and then they will come and overwhelm them in their own country. So it is in their interest to keep Nigeria together until they find a way to ease this guy out of office one way or the other. So this was what happened in the Edo election. Of course, you will recall that it was the threats from the United Kingdom and the United States to go after the assets of the Janjaweeds that let us have a free-ish and fairish election in Edo State. So they are now hammering down on that advantage, looking to protect the Nigerian youth as they go about the streets to demand for their rights. So again, the headline, End Sars, United Kingdom government reacts to protest in Nigeria, what to expect from Buhari. So now let's now see what instructions is being given by Her Majesty to the Malami. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Catriona Liang, has reacted to the End Sars protest going on all over the country. In a tweet from her verified handle, she noted that peaceful protests are powerful. Liang also said that the recently passed Police Act by President Muhammadu Buhari should provide a good foundation for accountable community police force. Significant protest over SARS, demonstrating Nigerian people's desire for police reform. Peaceful protests are powerful. The Police Act recently passed by Muhammadu Buhari provides a good foundation to build a more accountable community police force, Liang wrote. On Friday, men of the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, threw tear gas canisters at peaceful protesters in Abuja on Friday. The police tear gassed the protesters in a bid to disperse them. So that is the short and sweet of the British position. But then, of course, as I said, what they are saying in effect is that, look, we are watching this and we are monitoring this, and we will take action if you use this now Yamoto style that you are now noted for. Nobody should be Yamotoed in this particular instance, and there will be no tolerance for it. So this is a direct message to Mallam Buhari, of course, because we know Mallam Buhari's solution to everything is AK-47. So he believes in that, and that alone. He has no other way than force, and this is a man, of course, that is both Fulani and military. So you can see that he has no understanding outside of the makeup of his being, and that is not to disrespect him or to cast aspersions. Is exactly what he says on the tin. He's a Fulani, which is a feudal system, and is a military man, which is a point and the rest. So you know the makeup of him. But what the British are saying to him is that the world is civilized now, and Nigeria is a key component of the world. It's a leading state, and the rest of the world is relying on Nigeria as the placeholder for the entirety of the African continent, because a lot of these global powers, they look to Nigeria to keep the African continent, especially our sub-region, the Western African sub-region. They look to Nigeria to keep that space quiet, because really they cannot afford the spend or the personnel to intervene in what might be an implosion in that space. So if Nigeria implodes, then it will quickly cascade into Europe. It's almost a certainty. You see, they're still battling to push the Africans back that are economic migrants. So if these people are now human rights refugee migrants, they will just overwhelm Europe, and once they get into Italy, they'll just cascade all the way through. The preferred destination of the average Nigerian is either Germany or the UK. So very quickly, their population will just be subsumed by this mass number of people. So self-interest is also there as well, but also they have a fundamental objection to this Janjaweed mindset. So this is why the British now are feeling the need to speak on the goings on within Nigeria, because it is not diplomatic norm normally for an ambassador to make all these public statements that we continuously hear from Catriona Liang. But then of course, in most instances they don't feel the need to do that. But with Nigeria, with the Fulanization, the herdsmen, the Boko Haram, and now the authorities now win against the people, they can read the signals. And with the president that is comatose, and even if he had full fitness, he doesn't really care. His only interest is in his own family and his own people. We all know that. So they see all these signals and they now feel the need to put the pressure on. So you can expect another intervention, another comment, another intrusion from the Americans as well, because the Americans usually back the British position and vice versa. Conversations in the comment section. Her Majesty has sent signals from Buckingham Palace to the Malami to say, oh, Aboki, please keep it quiet there. I'm trying to have my tea. Come share thoughts. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all that, then Her Majesty speaks. What says you? Come share thoughts. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here